All right, hello everybody today. How are you all doing? A little bit of a cooler Saturday this week, but it's still on its way to spring, so that makes me happy. So what's everybody doing today? I, again, did not have a plan until I got to work this morning, but I think that the demo will go good, and so I'm going to show some new product though first and talk about a few things, and then I will do the demo for you. Hello Dagny, nice of you to join. Do you like set a timer so that you know, so that you remember, or are you just good at remembering? Yes, I'm excited for tomorrow too. Hello Lori. I see. And Lori, what are you up to today? Is that what you do every Saturday, Dagny? You just read until the live comes on? Is that your plan for Saturdays? Hello, Rhonda. Thanks for joining today. Just writing down everybody's names. Oh yeah, you have an alarm. That's good. What about you, Rhonda and Lori? Do you guys set an alarm so that you know when the live's happening, or you just watch the time, or how do you know that it's time to pop on and say hello? So remember, make sure that if you are watching that you make a comment so that we know who's all on with us today. Oh, you're usually crafting? Oh yeah, that'd be nice. So am I. I'm usually crafting on Saturdays too to get ready for the live. Shocker. You have an alarm set, Rhonda? That's awesome. Very awesome. I have an alarm set too, because if I'm not paying attention, I could forget. So yeah, that's nice. Whatever day is a nice day. That's a perfect way to have it. So tomorrow, we have a big class coming up, hey? Yes, tomorrow is the album class, Lori. The Craft a Clock one that I showed a couple times. You bought the paper, the Trail of Silence, remember? So that's the class that's tomorrow. And we have 9 people signed up. So that is awesome, awesome. 3 will be doing it via Zoom, and possibly not while we're even doing the class. They may just watch the re-recording. So I'm not sure who will be joining us for sure on Zoom, but there should be 6 of us, or 6 of you, at the class tomorrow. So that'll be so much fun. It seems like it's been a long time since there's been classes, so I'm looking forward to having everybody in the store and having some much needed crafting time. So speaking of classes, just certain things trigger my memory. That's how I remember who buys what. I don't always remember who buys what, but sometimes it triggers my memory. So that's the only way I remember. Lots of times people will come in and say, "What did I buy?" And I'll say, "Just hang on, I'll look up your account on the computer." So there's not too many of us on, but I will talk about Dagny's class coming up on May 7th. So for any of you that have been interested in like a mixed media type class where you just sort of throw things together and you gesso it all white and then you add colors to it, Dagny's going to be in the store on May 7th, which is a Sunday, and she's going to be teaching us all how to do this. So here's an example. She made this for me for Christmas. My letter A. See if I can put it against me. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. So this isn't the class that we're doing, but this just shows you what mixed media kind of looks like. So this will be basically the idea behind the class. It'll just be that we'll be using a circle, probably about a 12-inch, I'm not sure, 10 or 12-inch circle. And on the website where I have posted the class, it's already on there, ready to go, you can actually see another sample of more like what the class is going to be. The picture on the website is a heart, so ours is going to be a circle, but otherwise I think most of it will kind of resemble the picture that's on the website. Okay, you'll bring a demo piece tomorrow. Perfect, and then I can put it up. So the class, again, May 7th, it's going to be from 5 till 10, so it's a bit of a longer class, but we should have time kind of midway to have a little bit of a break. So bring some snacks if you want, you know, to have a bit of a break and have a bit of sugar power to get your brain through the class. But I think it'll go fast. It'll be fun. I've only dabbled a little bit in this type of stuff, and I know that I really enjoy it. So it will be a great way for people to kind of let loose and go outside the box, right? And be creative. So I'm excited about that. Then the next announcement that I have is everybody knows I have a big clearance section in the store, and I've had a couple big sales in clearance. I had last fall, I think it was, the Create Your Own Mystery Box, which did do very good. And then we just had the sale last week where it was sort of similar. You spent a certain amount of clearance items and you got an extra discount. But there's still lots of clearance stuff that I need to move out of the store. So I have decided now to create online, and it'll be here in if you come in to shop too, but I've decided to create an outlet category on the website. So if you go under clearance, there will now be an outlet category that you can click on. And so everything in there will be marked as priced. So, and it'll be continually being added to because I just don't have the time to spend 3 days just getting it all done. Hello, Kim. Nice of you to join. So if you're in store or if you're online, you can go under that outlet and you can find out what items are on there. So pretty much right now, I have done all of the 12 by 12 paper packs for the most part. They should be all on there. Anything that's not on there is just a regular still in clearance. So there will be items in the clearance section that will still just be their normal 25 or 30% off because I'll be pulling, of course, items off the main floor still and adding them to clearance. But anything that's been in clearance for quite some time is going to go into the outlet. So take a look. When you come in to shop, when you look at the price, it'll have a new clearance or a new outlet price on there, just so that you know. So that's exciting. And I'm hoping to get through some of this old clearance stuff that's been around for a long time and be able to refresh it with some other stuff that's needs to go out. So I'm excited for that. So I'm just going to toggle my camera here. And so now I'm going to talk to you about the new company, the new brand that we're carrying in the store, and that is Catherine Pooler Designs. So I'm excited about this. So far I've just gotten some stamps and some stencils, so I'm just going to go through and show you those kind of quickly, and then we'll do a little demo and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. So I'm just going to run through the stamps and things kind of quickly. So let me know if you if there's things that you want to see, sorry for reaching there, a closer view of or anything like that. So this one, the bullet journaling, like what Elizabeth was doing, kind of became quite popular. So now I've kind of tried to order a few things in that will help you with your bullet journaling, or if you know somebody. So this one's called Days in Many Ways, and look, it's cute. It'd be cute for scrapbooking too. You know, you want to stamp your date. It'd be so cute. I do have some mystery boxes, Rhonda, in the store. I've had mystery boxes for quite a while, so they're like a grab bag, but they come in a cute little box, and they're called a mystery box. I've had them in the store for months and months, but they just, I guess, get overlooked or whatever, and so there is some of those in the store as well, so yes. Okay, so this is, like I said, days of the week for your bullet journaling or for, you know, your scrapbooking, whatever else. So to go along with the bullet journaling stuff, I have brought in some stencils. Now these might be a little bit hard to see, and anyone that does bullet journaling will understand these. So this one So in a bullet journal, they use a journal that has all these little dots on it. And so these stencils are meant to line up with your dots in your album or in your journal. And then you just draw the outline in here, and then you can do your notes, you can draw your pictures, you can make lines in here. So this one I'm just going to kind of show you these quick because I know probably most of you aren't really too intrigued with these, but I wanted everyone to kind of know and be aware that I do have bullet journaling stuff in now. This one's pretty cool. So this one is called Year Round. So what somebody would do is make some notes in here, say for each of the months, and then maybe write like everybody's birthday in that month, or it's just a nice cute way to keep track of things. Okay, and then this one is, again, it looks like tab notes, and you probably could even cut that and have your little tabs slide in there, right? But this one just has 4 boxes on it, and this could be for lists as well, to-do lists, appointments, anything like that. This one's cool. It's got a whole bunch of different things, so you can make like a piece that looks like a notebook, a little circle, so if you want something highlighted, there's a little grid, so you can color in, like, say, Elizabeth talked lots about like a mood tracker, so depending on your mood, you could color the box in for the month. So that's a cool stencil. And then this one is called a circle tracker and banner. So honestly, I don't quite know how you'd use this one, but I'm sure you could look online and figure it out. Of course, the banners are easy, but I don't know how exactly you'd use that circle tracker. I wish that they had pictures on the back that kind of showed you some examples. And this is the last bullet journal one. This is called a full calendar. So this one you would probably put on your page like this, and then you would journal your whole month, write your days and everything in there, and then you would have like a full month's glance at one time on your page. So that is the items that I have in for bullet journaling. I have a few other paper rose ones too, but those are here in the store. So if you're somebody that does the bullet journaling or are interested in that, come in and have a look, okay? Yours would all be black, Kimberly? I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, so then this is a bigger size stamp. This is a 6x8, so it's a little bit on the larger side. It is called Every Minute, and it is all about little clocks and time, and like, so here's the little face that you would stamp in there, and you could draw your arms in there. You know, this one that just has the, where's my camera here? This one that just has the little dots for the numbers on the clock, and all kinds of different types of clock bases. Super cute. The time spent with you is worth every second. You know, some really cute quotes on there. When they do have the little hands you can stamp in too, this way, hands there, hands down here too, some different ones of hands, which is really cute. So that's one of the stamps, the bigger size. The rest are all 4x6 size, so kind of more of the common size. So this one is called Mothers and Daughters Sentiments. So you know what it is to, what a blessing it is to have you could stamp daughter, mother, friend in there, you know, so just some really nice little quotes and sentiments for your cards. I have a couple other sentiment ones, so let's do that too. These two, so this is called Inside Out. So this would be sentiments that you would stamp on the inside of your card. So this one's all about birthday. And I do have quite a few people that ask me about things to stamp on the insides of cards. So I thought that this one would be a really good solution for that. So happy birthday. And then I have a one that's with sympathy, because, you know, those are important too, right? So again, this is called Inside Out, and it's the sentiments that you could stamp inside your card. So it's nice, you could stamp, you know, your main one on the outside, and then you have your few select sentiments here to go on the inside of your card. So that's nice. Okay, so this is the other last sentiment one. This one is called Just Right Duos. So two duos that are two sentiments that you can find that fit perfectly together. But you could use them separate too for anything. You really outdid yourself. Can't wait to see you again. I've got your back. My heart is full. Cheer up, Buttercup. You nailed it. So some cute different sentiments that, you know, you don't normally get on your stamp sets. So So hopefully you guys can kind of see those. I'm still laughing. So really cute. And these ones are $23.95 is what they're priced at, and they are all online already. I did my job this morning. I got them all online already. So if you want a closer look up, you can go online and have a look as well. So this one is called Put a Stamp on It. Really cute. Made with love. I made this just for you. You know, and some cute little doodles. The little, of course, envelope with the hearts coming out. The postage mark. Be cute for traveling too. Tiny little postcard with a heart for the stamp. Right there. So Put a Stamp on It, that one's called. And this one we have, which is called Pie Day. So of course you have your base circles for your pies, and then you can stamp the different insides to it depending on what you want. You're the apple of my pie. Sending a slice of thanks. I like this little piece down here with the heart in it cut out. Oh, and there's a full cake side, or a full pie sideways there. Pie love you very much. So just a really cute different stamp. I've been trying to bring in a few different ones that I don't normally have, and usually I bring in a lot of florals. And I mean, florals are beautiful, but sometimes it's nice to have something just a little bit different, right? Same with this one. It's called Dream Away. So with our hot air balloons, and it's got a whole bunch of different sentiments on there. You can do anything you put your mind to. Hope your birthday dreams come true. Little cute banner, the clouds. Congrats on achieving your job if you want. Like, that's nice to have those ones as well. So that one. And then we'll do the dragonflies next. Everybody knows I'm partial to dragonflies. So this one is called Flight of the Dragonfly. So cute. What's everybody think of these stamps? Let me know if you think this is a good variety, if you're liking this new line. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most, right? And I like all the different dragonflies. So very cool. And the nice thing about Kathleen Pooler Designs is she has her website on the back, and it says down here, if you need inspiration, be sure to visit the blog and follow her on social media so that she can give you all kinds of inspiration for using the stamp sets. And then the last one is for all our gnome lovers. It is called Gardener's Greetings. Cute wheelbarrow. You could have your little gnome pushing the wheelbarrow. Some garden tools. Thinking of you, spring greetings. There's our gnome guys at the bottom. Just a note. Cute little flower. I like the wheelbarrow with all the flowers. So anybody who likes to color too, this would be a great one to color. So super cute. And then the last one on here is I ordered some cardstock in. So it's just regular white cardstock. It is 100-pound cover weight, so it will be quite thick and sturdy. So for anybody that's looking for really nice thick cardstock, this would be, I think, a great solution. And it's also an ultra smooth finish. So anybody who colors with like the tri-blend markers or Copic markers or any of those kind, this is supposed to be really, really, really great quality for those kinds of markers to work on. So I'm excited to have this in the store. It comes with 20 sheets and it is $11.95. So it's a really good price point as well. So I'm always looking for nice white cardstock because I feel like a lot of people are into that and always asking for it. Yeah, they are very cute stamp sets. Okay, so now for the demo. So I brought in the stamps and some stencils, and I'll continue to bring in more of that. But I also brought in, ta-da, Kathleen Pooler inks. Now, I've heard lots of great things about these. I haven't actually used them myself. I'll be using them here in a minute. We're going to do a bit of a comparison, but I've heard lots of good things about them. They have, I think, almost as many colors as the Distress line, so that makes me a little bit nervous. But I really like how they're more in the color families. That's the one problem I always have with Distress inks is when you want to do like shading, it's hard to find those shades that go together. Like it's hard to find 3 pinks that kind of work together in a row or 3 greens that kind of work together in a row. You can do it, but it's not as easy as something like these, who they make them on purpose, 3 or 4 lines in a row that all are meant to blend together. So I'm really looking forward to having these inks in the store and seeing how they work. So they are a dye ink. So just like the regular Distress inks, they're a dye ink. Basically, the only difference is that these come on a foam pad rather than on a felt pad. So anybody who's used Stampin' Up before, when they had their foam pads, you know foam is very, very juicy. And it's very vibrant and bright, and it goes a long, long way. So I am going to test these inks out. We're going to stencil with them, and I'm going to test them out to see how they are and what I think of them. And then we're going to compare them to the Distress. So I've went ahead and prepared this. So we're going to do this butterfly. Everybody remembers this, I'm sure, way back when I did the butterfly, when I had the stamp and the die and the stencils for coloring in. So since I had that already, I thought, let's just go ahead and use that. So I picked teal color, and this one's called Uptown. Okay, so I'm just going to lift this up so that you can get a bit of a better look. So it's a really thick foam pad. It's very juicy. You can tell I would stick my finger in it, but I don't want to. So we'll see how it works for blending. I actually prefer foam pads. When I used to use them all the time, I much more preferred them. So I'm actually really excited and looking forward to having another company in the store or a company in the store that does the foam pads. Whoa, that is very rich and vibrant. Wow. All right. So let's see how far it goes. Well, so quite a ways. I didn't put that much on my brush. I should have showed you. And it did all of these 3 wings. So maybe you can kind of see if I tilt it. I didn't put very much on there. So that one's called Uptown. It's a very nice teal color. So now the next stencil we'll be using is the bottom of the butterfly. I should have wiped the stencil off, but that's okay. All right, so you can just helps you to see me line it up better when you can see the line on the stencil anyway, right? So I'm not going to use that brush. I'm going to leave that brush. I'm going to use a different brush and do, this one's called Glam. So it's kind of an eggplant purplish color. I could not find anything to mimic this in the Distress line. So, which purples, you know, that's one of my things, and it's one of the colors that the Distress lacks for sure. Wow, you actually should be a little bit lighter handed than what I'm being. They really blend nice. Very, very smooth. Kind of got a little heavy-handed there. I'll put a bit more ink on there to show, to kind of even it out. So what is everybody's thoughts about foam stamp pads? Do you use them? Do you like them? Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Very nice. I'll lift it up closer here once I get this yellow done. I figured since I did layering stamps last week, you know, why not just carry on, right? Okay, so the yellow that I picked out from Catherine Pooler is called Glitz. And it looks like a, you know, kind of like a honey mustard color, hey? So I should mention that I don't have the whole line of these inks in. I started bringing in just a few, so I have 12 in stock at the moment. I just ordered another, I want to say 15 maybe, and I don't think I'm halfway. So that should go to tell you how many inks she has. So I'm just going to put a little on. You can't even hardly see that I've even inked this up. And it just, bam, just goes on, and I hardly inked it at all. Of course, it's going to smudge my ink, so that's not going to be so great, but And it's interesting for me to see the layering too between the two colors underneath. All right, so that was definitely quick and easy. Okay, so I have two other butterfly sets. I'll lift this up so you can see. Oh man, I really like that purple. That's beautiful. So I stamped with Distress ink, just regular Distress ink, so that we could see a comparison. I'll finish off the butterfly and do the black edges too, but let me see, do I have to put it down here? Here you can see the comparison. I tried in the Distress line to find the colors that were very similar. So I pulled peacock feathers, wild honey, and seedless preserves. So I just wanted to be able to give you a bit of a comparison. And then from doing Distress inks, I also went ahead and did one in Distress oxide. I'll lift it up a little bit closer so that you can kind of see the difference. Which I actually feel like the Catherine Pooler inks are a lot more closer to the oxide than the regular Distress, just for the way that they blend and how more stark they are. So that's the comparison there. Here, I'll put all three of these so that you can see. So we have Distress, we have oxide, and we have the new Catherine Pooler inks. Now I know that the black is a little bit distracting, but just look at the wings in the middle here, and then you can see. I actually like the foam better too, Lori. I agree. Definitely the colors were sure vibrant on there. So now, I'm just going to move this out of the way. So what I did on the ends of those butterfly wings is I actually embossed in black embossing powder. So just to do the wing tips, and I just want to kind of go over this a little bit too, because I do have a bit more of a kind of a technique here. Okay, so putting these, nope, embossing buddy first. I've done that twice now with my other samples where I didn't put the embossing buddy down, and I regretted it, so. All right, line the stencil up again. So I'll be interested to just do some stamping with these inks and just kind of see the comparison for that. So I wanted to emboss these butterflies, and then I thought, do I use Versamark through a stencil? Like, what is the options here for getting these black tips on the end of the butterfly? So I thought, well, I've never really used these Emboss It pens from Ranger. So I thought, well, let's give it a try. Now they come in a 2-pack. So you get a black and you get a regular clear one. And they are actually quite sticky. I'm very surprised at how sticky they are. I don't know if they even carry these the 2-pack anymore. They've now combined these and they've actually brought out one that's just gray so that you can see where you're coloring. Because the clear, you know, it's hard. And I feel like through a stencil, it would be even harder, because how do you know where you're coloring when it's clear? And if you miss a spot, you miss it. So I chose to go with the black. And now watch, it actually brings out black embossing ink so that you can see exactly where you're coloring and you can fill your stencil in. So anybody who does not have these Emboss It pens, it might be a good investment, especially if you want to be able to do all the new things coming out with stencils and different things. You know, it'd be a great option to be able to now, instead of coloring or inking or using your ink pads and blenders, you can now emboss. You can emboss pieces of your coloring in stencils. So it looks like you've inked it and painted it, but it's actually just sticky embossing powder. Now the one thing I will say that I've learned is, you know how normally you put your embossing powder on and you shake it around and you get it ready and then you kind of tap the back off? I don't know if you do this, but I usually like, oops, where's my camera here? I usually like flick the back, you know, to get the excess off. These pens are a little bit, the ink in these pens are a little bit more fragile. So you have to be a little bit gentler when you're trying to remove the excess embossing powders, which is why I said I really needed to remember to use the embossing buddy, because I have kind of made a mess of my other two samples. So, all right. So if you guys are good to hang out with me for a bit, I will actually finish doing the black on all of these. It's going to take another 3 or 4 minutes, but if you want to stick around and watch, I will continue on here. So I'm hoping that the class tomorrow, the Zoom portion of it, the tech part of it, goes well. And if it does, you know, it'll be another solution for classes, and especially for all of you Chetwynd ladies that are faithfully attending classes and lives and different things. It'd be nice for us to be able to host classes through Zoom, and you can just stay in the comfort of your home and not have to come down for the class. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this will turn out. And it's not only Zoom, too. There's an extra component to it, that Zoom has now changed some of their dynamics on their program. And if you start your class in Zoom, and then you can now actually stream it to YouTube. And when the class is over, it will just save on YouTube, which I think is fabulous. And I'm so looking forward to that, because then that opens up the door for, well, I want to take the class, but I can't do it the day the class is running. Can I do it a different day? Yes, you can, because now you'll be able to go back and rewatch it on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. Now this one, if you see the big one here, the big butterfly, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots to color in. And so when I started, I thought, I wonder if I can do it all at one pass. You can do it all in one pass for sure. I would put quite a bit of ink on, but if you want it to be a really good, nice job, like say you're doing a scrapbook page or you're making a card for somebody, I probably would just do part of it, heat it, and then come back and color in the last little bit. But I felt like for me and my purpose, coloring all the pieces at once was totally fine, and the embossing powder stuck well enough that I'm not really concerned about doing it in pieces. However, I will wait. I'll do these 5 little spots, and then I will do the little butterfly after, because I feel like that's pushing it to continue on. I am very happy with these pens. I'm quite surprised. And everybody always asks, you know, well, how long do they last? How well do they work? I don't even know when this package was opened. I want to say possibly a couple of years ago on maybe one of Sam's classes, she might have opened it. And I've never used it since then. And when I tried it out today, it was just as juicy and good as it was, I feel like, probably the day she opened it. So that's another thing that I'm quite impressed with. I know we sell lots of them, so I'm assuming that they must work well. I don't hear any complaints or anything from people, so to me, that's how I kind of gauge whether a product is good or not, right? If they were coming back, people were trying to return it all the time, you know, I feel like that would give you a bit of an idea, right? Ooh, that embossing buddy. Boy, does that ever make a difference. Sorry, put my lid back on my embossing powder. Almost done. So I'm just finishing this, and then I got just a few things on the other one. So I'm going to show you the difference. Here's the one I did with the oxide ink, and I didn't use the embossing buddy. And look it's a huge mess. With all the black pieces going all over it. I mean, it's not a huge deal because I would cut these out with the die cut, but, you know, you just don't want it to be a mess like that, right? And you know, this heat gun's a slow one, right? I wanted it because it's not so loud. Anybody else have any opinions on foam versus felt on their stamp pads? Has anybody maybe had the chance to even use both. Maybe you only knew there was felt. I don't know. I mean, when I was doing the demos, these original ones, you know, and I had to pick up the ink off the distress pads and the oxide pads, it definitely was a lot more of a challenge to even get the ink off the felt and onto the blending brushes. So I feel even that is a benefit. Okay, my cloth, I'm just going to quickly wipe the stencil just so that the black pieces I've already colored on here won't go on to won't make a mess on the butterfly that I'm already done, because I have to reuse this one to do the last little bits on this little butterfly. All right. Just about done, ladies. Thanks for hanging in with me. So we're just going to color this. I wonder, because I'm using black embossing powder, I never even really thought about this, but since this is black Versamark, technically, embossing ink, I'm wondering if, and I'm using black embossing powder, if it would be different if I used clear or white embossing powder. I wonder if you would see this. I never really thought about that. I should have tested it out maybe. I never really thought about that. So I'm guessing you would probably see black, because any other inks that, you know, you stamp and then you put your clear on, you see that ink color. So I'm assuming you'd see the black. But for this purpose, I think it's perfect. Has anybody tried to emboss through a stencil? Is that a new thing to people? I don't know that I have. I possibly did, but it wouldn't have been with these nice handy dandy pens. It would have been with either the dauber thing or the pad. And I was going to try to use the pad in with a blender brush and just do it as if it was ink, but I know how gooey it is, and I just didn't want to make a huge mess of all my stamp pad. All right, that actually looks like it's really good. Oh, I missed heating one of the wings of the bird. Oh, I'm surprised it didn't even mess up, and I forgot to heat one of the tips of the big butterfly. I can do that now. Just cleaning up my embossing here. So it was just kind of a short, quick demo, but I wanted to use the inks. I wanted to be able to have the knowledge when somebody asks what they were like. And so now I feel like I do, and I think I would recommend them. They're definitely nice for doing the blending and things. I'll maybe next week I will maybe just do some stamping with them, and we'll try out a few more things with them just to see how they work. How does that sound? All right. Done, done, and done. All right, here we go. So, oxide, the top one, oxide, distress ink, Catherine Pooler. Oh, you have done it with clear embossing pens, used it through stencil? Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, so there we go. So thank you for watching. I know it wasn't a huge exciting one, but I appreciate you guys all sticking it out with me. I'll see so many of you tomorrow, which I'm excited about. And otherwise, go online, check out the outlet and see what you think. And yeah, help me get rid of some of that clearance stuff. All right, I'll see everybody